everybody, thank you very much for coming tonight. Tonight we have been joined by Leo, the up-and-coming, new and improved Aaron Ra. Don't tell him. So yeah, we are going to do that tonight. He has his channel of his own. It's starting out, and well, yeah, we will jump straight into it. Hey everybody, thank you very much. So, Manda has joined us tonight. It's always good to get Manda back. It's good to see you up and feeling a wee bit better, honey. I'm totally blaming her for us being late. She was powdering her nose.
No, it was my fault. I apologize, everyone.
So, as I said before, we have Leo with us tonight. Someone that I originally seen, I think it was Jay's channel I seen you on originally, Leo. I can't remember. There was no camera. It was just an icon. You were in chatting with Jay and them boys, and randomly,
Jay, who are you talking about?
Jay Pasick.
Okay. I can't tell you why I had to ask that question, because then I'd be doxing somebody, and I'm not going to dox that person. So,
sorry, I got it twice first. So yes, the first time I seen you was on Jay's channel. What brought you onto the internet, man? How did you find Jay's?
I don't know. I was actually more found by Immutable Destiny, and Speed of Sound of Gravity, in an after show hosted by Midnight Sparkle. Is usually his screen name when he's in Streamlabs on with people, or a StreamYard on with people, and they kind of brought me into the community. They found me after my second debate with Otangelo.
Otangelo, lovely guy. I think he's in the chat. If you could just give me 1 second, there's people talking about a slight echo. So if Manda, if you want to tackle Leo there, and
yeah, I can barely hear you. So the end of Game of Thrones sucked.
Yes, it did. This is the way I put it. There is no end of Game of Thrones because George R.R. Martin hasn't actually written it yet.
Yeah, I have this theory, and I've talked to this about. Talked to this with a couple people, that he actually just is never going to finish it. I mean, it's hard to finish anything, especially something, the middle somewhere. So
Yeah.
like a start is difficult, but an ending is super hard to do, because you have to wrap stuff up for things, or for people, for characters, for situations. But the problem is that that's just not how real life works. So I think one of the things that they did well was, at the end, like them sitting around the table and being like, okay, so we trudge forward, and fucking Bran's fucked off somewhere looking for the dragon, and we don't know what the fuck we're doing. Like, I did like that part, but I honestly think that George R.R. Martin might not ever finish, and just gonna be like, yeah, I'll promise I'll get to it, because he was supposed to get to the last one in the last year, I think. It was and he's been working on video games and stuff, so I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you think he'll finish?
I think that the Winds of Winter, which is the next one, will end up getting released, but the last one supposedly is called A Dream of Spring, and I doubt if that one will get released, because if he's still working on Winds of Winter, chances are, if there is a next book, he's probably not started on that.
No.
And how long has it taken him to release this book? The last one was released in 2010 or 2011, I think.
Yeah,
something like that.
It's been 10 years. 20. Yeah. There's been over 20 since they started.
Yeah.
And I mean,
First
honestly,
one was 96, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's a
like
good dude. He's not young.
Yeah.
He's brilliant. I just wish that he would either come out and say, you know what, it's not gonna end, I'm sorry, and stop stringing us along, or like fucking finish it already. But don't lay in the middle somewhere. So anyway.
Thank you for the distraction. Hopefully that has sorted the audio problem now. So, back to Leo and making him the focus of absolutely everything. Leo, what was it that brought you to the community? What was it that brought you, you say you don't know Jay's. Do you know what channel it was that first caught you in? Or have you been lurking for a while?
Well, see, I've wanted to start a YouTube channel ever since 2008, when I was still a big-time RuneScaper. So, and then as I got older, got into high school, it sort of evolved into wanting to start on stuff on, science education, which is what I'm going to do, political commentary, which I will probably do some of that. And so now that I actually have the capability to do it, I'm actually doing it. Sort of one of those things I've wanted to do for a very long time, but just between school and then work and everything like that, just never had. And that's not school as in college or university, because I don't go, but just never had the time to do it. And so now that I do, I'm jumping in.
It's definitely something that everybody here, we can all say that we're guilty of. If we don't start our own channels, we usually become very active in the live chats, and even after a while then we usually find ourselves moving on to that. So the content that you're hoping to bring out, Leo, anything on particular topics? What is the...
Science education and science communication is going to be the biggest one, and then after that will probably be a bit of political commentary, just because that always ties into science, because people try to keep them separate. They're not separate. Science will stop being involved with politics when politics stops fucking up science.
Yeah, well, that's an issue though, because like, yes. I mean, do we want politicians to be scientists, at least in certain areas? Like, how do we merge the two?
Mm-hmm. I think that the United States has traditionally done a decent job with that, having things like the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the National Institutes of Health, things like that, where the people that are going to be working there, like Dr. Anthony Fauci, are going to be the best of the best of the best. But it's when you get despots like Donald Trump in office who don't care about science, because it often conflicts with their ability to push propaganda to maintain political power.
He literally made fun of Biden the other day and said, "Oh, he believes the scientists." Like, it's a bad thing.
I was laughing because, I mean, there's obviously fear within Donald Trump and in his campaign, especially in the last week. Thing that he's said has been so goddamn stupid. And how do these people not know? I mean, how can I don't understand. Like, I don't think that all Trump supporters are just
QAnon though. Like,
I mean, yeah. I don't believe.
You do realize that they think the same as us. Like, I think there was a TED talk I watched not too long ago. They put this study forward that both sides think the exact same thing. Like, why don't they believe this, and why are they so stupid, and screaming about.
I'm sorry, but it's stupid not to believe in science, like, at all. I can understand questioning it. That's what we do as scientists. We question our science. We move forward. We figure out our problems. We, try to prove our hypothesis wrong. I've said this 1,000 times. That's what science is. It's okay to question it. Science is, I should say scientists aren't always right. But to send out a blanket statement and say, science is stupid, and if you believe scientists, you're insane. That's just fucking nuts. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I agree with that, but that's just one person. That's just
true. Into the phone that you're on, and the computer that you're talking into, or the plane that you just please, fuck off.
That might be one person, but science deniers like science denial. I was in one of David P. Neff. I don't know if you guys know him. He had an open mic last night, and there was a guy in there who was a creationist. And I found out towards the end of the stream he's also an anti-vaxxer. So that's the nature of that mindset. That's why the people that are often creationists might be flat earthers or vaccine deniers or climate contrarians all at the same time, because I've found that the science deniers really don't pick and choose as much as some people might think that they do. They're really all about just denying it all.
Yeah, well, there's a disbelief in one, so that broad brush goes across it all. It's the same as if you believe in one supernatural, you're easier to be more, swayed to believe in other supernaturals and different things, because it has that foundation. I think the problem we need is to build that foundation of critical thinking rather than words going at the middle. I'm sorry if I'm boring you, Leo.
No, not at all. I enjoy your commentary. And that's something that I really hope to do with my channel, is because where I'm seeing a lot of science denial come from is obviously the cliche, but that's going to be what it is just a fundamental misunderstanding of it at even a basic level. Because if you try to understand complex things in science, like our changing climate or quantum mechanics, and you don't even understand the basics, you're not going to understand even what the professionals are saying when they're trying to dumb it down for a lay audience. And it sounds kind of a little provocative, but that is what they try to do. And I think that a lot of them do it poorly.
They do it fucking awful, man. It's called clickbait, especially
that is an opinion that numerous other professional scientists like Neil deGrasse Tyson, like Bill Nye, like Sean Carroll, who is one of my idols in science, have said, is that a lot of professionals just do a very poor job of parsing out this complex information in a way that somebody who doesn't understand those technicalities can have a firm grasp of what this is.
See, that's the problem that I see.
That's what leads to the denial.
The problem that I see is because of clickbait and things like that, especially with media, and they jump on one line. You know, we've figured out black holes and time travel, hey! And everybody clicks on it, and then you have 100 people that post it, and they say, well, this can't be true, and this is all bullshit. But
really, really good example of this, of what you're saying, is because, why am I drawing a blank on his name now? Penrose, there we go. Roger Penrose won the Nobel Prize. They've been rerunning an article, rewriting articles about one of his models of cosmology called conformal cyclic cosmology, which is not widely accepted at all because it really just doesn't fit with the data that we have. And since he's won the Nobel Prize, now people are talking about that again. And it's done, and this is another problem, is we have this almost over sensationalization of science, that anything that comes from one of these, and I'm going to word it this way because it helps make the point, one of these wacky old scientists must be something that we can accept. And that's not the case. Just because some scientist says something doesn't make it true. And that is why a consensus is important in science. Like TJ says, it's because we can't go off of just what one of them is saying. Even though that one person could be right, they have to go through the process of moving the consensus. That is what science does. That's how we know the things that we know.
You see, that's a conflation of them with as well, because if God knows everything, one person must know all. So on our side, we must also be the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, and something that Brian BRAINBUG actually brought up this morning in Godless Engineers chat is that there's a difference between when you cite a scientist, like a specific scientist, and when you cite a consensus or an entire scientific discipline. You know, I mean, I'm not, and not to undermine any single scientist out there, but that doesn't always help. And speaking to what Robbie said before about the whole clickbait thing, you know, that is such a huge problem in terms of communicating with the general public anything about science, because you have the issue, first of all, that there is so much information out there. There are so many online news sites and magazines and whatever, plus Twitter articles and a million different things. So everybody wants you to read what they're writing. So they do write these clickbait articles.
Yep.
People read them and are like, this is not what it suggested. And then you have, this is part of the reason that doubt starts to creep into the general public. It happens and it sucks. But
exactly, and that's where that over sensationalization of science comes from. This making the science, that's certain aspects of science that are very, very conjectural, just hyping them up and getting people excited in them, even though this is something that most of the professionals are going to look at and say, no, that's probably not something that we would ever actually be capable of doing or observing. And this is where, like look at what Ancient Aliens does. They try to make that, you know, the aliens thing sound all scientific, and they do it by hyping the science up. And another really good example of people hyping up science is slapping the word quantum in front of something to make it sound like it's possible.
Mm-hmm.
Like quantum teleportation,
yeah,
or
well,
like
used to be
quantum
like,
energies,
yeah, well,
in stuff like quantum vibrations.
We'll go back to the 90s. If you stuck the letter X in front of things, you know, or extreme in front of things, that's the same sort of effect.
It's just, it's the buzzwords.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, how do us as science communicators, how do we kind of mitigate that problem? Like, how do do you find, now that you're going to be doing your own channel, do you think you might end up falling into that trap of making clickbaity stuff and doing whatever you can to try to get people to check out your content, or do you want to stay true to the actual science?
I don't want to answer this the way that I want to, because everybody always says that, there's always that chance that something could happen to you. But no, I don't think that I'll fall into that trap, because my goal is to say this is what the science is and this is how we know it, but in a way that's simple, easy to understand, intuitive, because that's the thing that I think is going to attract people in, is if they're watching something and you're saying, hey, I'm actually learning something here. I'm actually taking something away from this, and it is helping me understand something better. And it's not that there aren't people out there that don't do that, or that do that. It's just that I want to be someone who does, because I do think that there are a lot of people out there that do that. And
it has to be entertaining.
it
has to be informative. It has to keep people's attention, because what I find is, especially with people watching YouTube, as much as what we do, all of us will consider ourselves intellectuals and smart enough people that we do watch what we watch on YouTube, there's a lot of the audience want to be entertained over want to be educated. And I find if you entertain while educating, it would definitely helps. As Digital Hammurabi existing in the chat is just proof of that.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, you've got to be entertainingly informative is how I put it.
Yeah, I get in trouble for that from Robbie and Andy, because I don't know. I do my videos about climate science, and I just want to talk about the science. I don't want to, do a green screen and make things flashy. That's just not me, yo. I understand.
I probably won't. Yeah.
It's more watchable for some people, but it's just not who I don't know. I'd just rather just sit and talk to you about the science.
I'll probably be doing something like that, but I'll have like some sort of like Holy Spackle was showing me when she hopped into stream about a month ago. She could change this background that she had to a like a spinning galaxy. I don't think it was a green screen either. I think it was a program. Mm-hmm. That could change it. And so I, doing something like that, I might do something like that and have, my talking head off to the side and a screen up if I got to write down some stuff for math, or if I want to do little pictures, something along the lines of, if you saw Sean Carroll's Biggest Ideas in the Universe.
Yes,
series
exactly.
that he did. Where he's sitting there and he's drawing on stuff on the side. Like, I'm going to be doing something like that, but I'm not going to have all these flashy green screens and animations and everything. I'm not trying to make it look like something that needs to be aired on the Discovery Channel.
That particular series is very, very good. If anyone hasn't seen it,
yes, it is very, very good. He breaks down, quite frankly, quite complex topics, and he does a little bit of math, but it's not solving equations, just kind of explaining what different things in the math mean. But anybody that has even a very rudimentary understanding of pre-calculus and trigonometry is going to understand most of what he's doing.
I find it very relaxed as well, because I don't think that it's scripted. I've been watching the videos and he's made mistakes and he's went, oh fuck no, that's wrong, and had to go back and stuff. And
I think that's people like that. People like it when they can almost connect to the humanity that's in it, where they don't feel like you're just even if you're wearing just a plain t-shirt, if they see you in a suit and you're sitting here being really professor-like about it, I feel that's gonna bore people.
Yeah.
And so I'm not going to be doing something like that. I don't like to do scripted material anyway, just because that's not how I am. I might have like notes or bullet points to keep me in line so that I don't go too far off on a tangent, or if I do, because it will happen, I can bring myself back to wherever I am, but I'm not going to script anything that I do. I just don't want to do that. I want it to be more lively and more real, if you know what I mean.
Manda does a video. Manda does a video, and then she sends it to me, and I'm like, right, we're going to throw a graph in here, we're going to throw a picture in here, we're going to do that, and then I send it back to her, and it's like, you scared her off now, Leo.
Hey, a lot of people see, but I'm not saying
Angel after you with Lucille.
It's not that scripting is bad, because for some people they have to do scripts. It's just I'm too fluid when I speak, and I think I'm going to put this away that people are going to understand, especially people that have seen me in live streams a lot. I'm a bit too fluid for scripted. I need to be able to say what I want. And
I think a script
when I write things down, I type in a different syntax, so to speak, than when I'm actually speaking. So that's why I want to not do an actual script.
I think a script would slow you down. You talk that fast, and when you get going, a script would slow you down.
Well, and that's the opposite for me. My brain works too fast for my mouth, so I end up like a sentence ahead, and then I can't remember what I was saying. So, yeah, I have to. It's easier for me to just. I'm a decent writer, not a very good speaker, if you couldn't tell. So I try, but no.
I can't do scripted at all. I tried to do a video for GE's 50,000, and as Cadence will tell you and Mandel tell you, I think I did 12 fucking videos and wasn't happy with any of them. It just no, I can't do scripted. I sound fake.
Yeah, I just doesn't flow with me. It just doesn't. But that's just, I think a lot of that probably has to do with my Asperger's, where I would just rather, in a lot of ways, I already know that this is going to sound really, really conceited. I kind of already know what needs to be said and the way to put it.
Yeah.
That sounds really conceited, and I don't mean it to sound that way, but that's sort of how my brain, works when I speak.
I can understand that, man. I say what needs to be said to get the opinion or the point across the quickest and most concise way possible without taking into consideration the effects that it has on other people sometimes. So I can definitely see where you're coming from on that.
Yeah. It's... and like I said, I think it's just... for me, anyway... For how I feel, I would feel a little weird reading a script on a YouTube channel. Like the best way I can put it is that feels almost academic for me, and that's not exactly how I want it to feel. Whereas me just being in front of a screen and just talking about what I want to talk about, I like that. That makes me that feels better for me.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, and I worked in academia. That's where I kind of started out, so I'm just more comfortable there. Yeah, however you can communicate best,
Yeah, exactly. And that's really the key point, I guess, especially in science communication, is the best way, the methods, the techniques that allow you to best communicate the ideas that you are trying to communicate.
See, I love the information. I love trying to bring people together. I do have to say that probably in this room especially, I would be one of the lesser intelligent people. But, I do try and perform a platform that we can do this and bring the people in from the other side. Do you think... I know that you've done one debate on Modern Day Debate, Leo, and you're hoping to do... three. You've hoping to do another one.
Yes.
Do you find that you do that to argue with the other person, or are you doing that for the audience?
I do it more I use it. It's for me debate, because, and this is why I like going on Modern Day Debate, because it's each person has 10, 12 minutes in the beginning to just make their case, to lay it all out, and then it goes right into an open discussion. I like that because they're more free flowing, and when you do rebuttals, you don't get the chance to just be right there directly refute what somebody's saying, ask them questions, hold their feet to the fire, because while, again, this is probably going to sound really, really conceited, being firm in a debate, but not being a complete and total asshole is the thing. And that's why I think Aaron Raw is an effective debater, because I don't think he's an ass. I just think that he's firm, and he doesn't suffer fools. And Matt Dillahunty is the same way. If you're wrong, right then and there, they're going to tell you that you're wrong and not let you go forward, because I think that when you are demonstrably wrong on something, that's how it should be.
Yes.
That needs to be corrected so that you know that the point that you're making is an invalid point, that you shouldn't be making it.
Well, nobody will ever accuse you of having low self-esteem, Leo.
Even though I do. Kind of.
Well, I can understand that, man.
Your stuff, and that's important. And it's important to, I mean, and I've said it too. I when I moved from astrophysics into climate science, I loved astrophysics. I still do, but I'm good at climate science. I'll admit to that. And I'm,
only if it's the animals and not the plants.
What?
Only if it's animals and not the plants. I like the fluffy things.
I do. I'm sorry. I didn't say I don't care. I just said it's more interesting. That's all. Fuck off.
We have Bipolar Bear in the chat who is asking who the special guests today are. Well, Manda is our usual face here. It's just glad to have her back after her operation. Leo is an up-and-coming new Iron Ra. That's the best way to put it. I will keep hammering that home, purely because of who said it.
Who said it?
Was it Standing for Truth said it?
Oh yes, it was. It's like another R and Ra. I guess I'm gonna be the R and Ra of physics rather than biology.
You have a preference over physics over biology, although I see an awful lot of you know, on the internet. What you're doing is using genetics, and using that, you would lean personally more towards physics. Yeah,
and see, the area of like genetics and biochemistry, I understand a little bit better than like say pure biology and Jesus, why am I drawing paleontology, taxonomy, phylogenetics, stuff like that. Whereas I would rather, if I was going to go into the life sciences, I would probably go in genetics, biochemistry region.
It's funny, my best subject in high school was biology, and then I dropped it for chemistry, physics, and maths instead.
Yeah, that's smart.
Well, yeah, look around now. Oh, well, no, yeah, I'm in a happy mood now because I start a new job next Monday. Fuck the old job, fuck the old boss, and burn it all to the ground. Yay!
Tell us how you really feel.
Oh, no, don't even get me started.
Must feel good.
Question from Carlton. Could you ask Leo why he's not a fan of string theory? I remember him mentioning that in some live stream. Can't remember your reasoning behind it.
Really, because we haven't been able. A lot of people say that string theory says that there's 10 to the 500th universes. That's not technically what it says. What it says is that there are 10 to the 500th different possible ways string theory could work, and we have yet in that large number to find our universe. String theory, and I prefer the string models or the super string models, depending on which of the God knows how many versions of it there are you look at. I call them that because it isn't a theory, and calling it that continues to perpetuate this misunderstanding of what an actual scientific theory is. Because a model can be either theoretical or hypothetical. You can have a theoretical model and you can have a hypothetical model, and that's what string theory is. It's a conjectural model. It is hypothetical, and it's more a fun little mathematical tool for physicists to maybe pull some truth of how our reality works out of. But the whole thing is probably not going to be true. If it
like
were,
multiverse.
there are. What's that?
You know, when I talk about multiverse, I use that same kind of analogy that, you know, it's like a thought experiment.
Yes.
Of a sense. You know, because you're right. I'm so tired of the whole, but it's just a theory thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, there is no higher, you know, placement in science than a theory. So It's just idiotic. So.
Yep.
It's a conflation of terms again with buzzwords. You know, the Big Bang, I think, is very inaptly named. As we've talked about this before, Matt. I would refer to it personally as the Big Inflation. You know, or better descriptors of what it actually is.
The best name, instead of saying the Big Bang Theory, is to call it the Lambda CDM model, because that is the model, the standard model of cosmology.
Yeah, but in order to, that's not something that the general public is going to understand.
Exactly.
Calling it the Big Bang, just like calling it global warming, is a misnomer in and of itself, because it wasn't an explosion, it was a rapid expansion, just like, you know, climate change is not simply global warming. I think, I mean, I appreciate what you're trying to say there, Leo, but unfortunately, you know, 98% of the public is going to hear that and go,
fuck off,
and glaze over. So
yeah, but it's the same with everything, man.
Like you place to connect in a level ground.
You go out into the garden and you lift the red thorny bush and 12 of them and give them to your girlfriend on Valentine's Day. You're giving her roses, but I guarantee if we looked up the scientific name, you know, Rosadelis aliolis or whatever the fuck it's called, you know, there's going to be the actual scientific specific name for it, but when you're portraying that to the public and when you're talking about things, there are these better ways of portraying.
Did you throw Shakespeare on us?
I think he did.
Yes, he did.
Ever so slightly. Ever so slightly. I'm smart, but I'm not that smart, you know. But this is the point that we're trying to say, you know, is it that you need these terms? You know, anagram.
Oh, I'm going to use them.
Well, that's it. Keep using them, keep pushing them. If your channel becomes 1 million subscribers, then everybody will, you know, you can become a trendsetter, Leo.
If I make 100,000, I'd be surprised.
Well, you've said what you're aiming for. You've said what you're doing. Is there... I think I've already used this phrase, but I'm trying to elevate it to a different level. Where, you know, like for me, a goal for this channel is to increase communication between everybody, to discuss topics and bring back something that I feel is missing in society, where we bring people together in the middle ground and shout at each other. You know, but at the end of the day, having someone reach out to me and send me a text message or send me an email saying you've achieved this, or I thank you for this, or something like that, that's, you know, like an elevation of the goal, so to speak. Have you, like, if somebody came to you and sent you an email going, I've left Young Earth Science and I've decided to go down the route of paleontology, you know, something like that, if you understand.
How would that make me feel? I don't know if that would really make me feel any particular way. I would feel that I have just done something that should be done by everybody. So I don't think it would really make me feel special. And like, you know, that I've, you know, yeah, I'm helping people, and that's great, but that's what we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
I look at like helping people and contributing and doing stuff like that, philanthropy, activism, as something that really isn't heroic, because it is something that, quite frankly, all of us should be doing.
That's exactly what I have
like
said before,
it's not this standard of heroicism that people should try to attain. It's this inherent thing in all of us that we should be doing all of the time.
I have said that before to man.
I don't know, but see, I'm a little weird when it comes to certain social norms and how society tends to think about things versus how I do.
I have said before, and a phrase that I have used in the channel is, if you can help someone, you should help someone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's as simple as that. It's the only way to improve society as a whole. It's the only way to push the humanism, the idea. I feel that, especially being an atheist, that we need to go out and do Christian things. We need to show ourselves that we can be as nice and as generous and as giving and as human to other people as what the church tries to portray themselves as. Yes. I've had people in the church say to me, you know, we need you on my side because of the things that I do. I've had Christians say to me, you're more Christian than some of the Christians I know, and we need to find it in ourselves to do that and portray ourselves that way.
Yep. And that's something that I'm hoping I can do with my channel.
When do we have an ETA?
A what?
Don't be pushy.
Oh no, that's the only way to do it. You threw them in the deep end. An ETA. You got your MacBook earlier.
Oh, yes.
End of the year, you will be up and running.
The MacBook is here. No, just once I'm familiarized with the programs that I'm gonna be using and how to integrate them and use them, that's it. That's all I need. So I have a sit down with somebody that I know that uses Google Meets as a capturing platform and then uses OBS Studios. So given that he uses the same setup I want to, I'm going to be having a discussion with him. He's going to show me some cool, neat tips and tricks. So, and that will be happening Saturday. But I'd still like to have a sit down with you MathPig, and if we can get Holy Spackle in there, because she knows how to do all the funky designs behind her, that would be great, because then I can learn probably a little bit more from you guys as well on how to use and customize OBS Studios.
Well, that's it. Practice, play, mess around. We're all here to help, and that's what we're hoping to build with the community. We are very glad to have you as an addition to the community, Leo. And the more, as time goes by, the more and more we see of you. You're everywhere now. You've been on Knox. You've been, as you say, in Modern Day Debate coming up on now 4 times. You've been in Jazz. Now you've been here.
Yep. I'm hoping that once my channel gets up and going, that I can maybe get some debates with some more well-known Christian apologists on like Capturing Christianity or The Gospel Truth, which is another channel that's up and coming. Give me a second. Nope, maybe not. Thought I was gonna sneeze.
What time is it there?
Where I'm at?
Yeah.
5:23.
Oh, that's early enough in the day if you really wanted to. I have we have Kent Hoven's mobile number. We could give him a ring if you want, or his office number. We could give him a ring. Like,
I don't think he's gonna answer. But...
Oh, he does. Yeah, it's
You've
555
tried
Dr.
a million
Dick Douglas.
times, Robbie. It's never worked once.
No, I haven't rang it yet. Nobody's offered. Oh, but I have seen Scientist.
I rang it. We did the show together.
Scientist Mel has done it twice.
I did.
Scientist Mel
in the
has
middle
done
of
it
the
twice.
show. So, just saying. Because you wouldn't do it. You're like, yeah, here, go ahead and you do it. Anyway.
Anyway, yes, bigger names, more bigger slam downs.
I've already got some people in my line of sight on, who I'd like to debate and particular topics that I'd like to debate them on. So, and I'm sure that at some point I will, I will cross paths with one or more of them if I could talk properly.
Are you going to give us a hint, or are you just going to leave us on the edge of our seat?
I don't know.
We haven't.
Keep yourself.
What's that?
You don't want anybody stealing from you.
Yeah.
You're like, that's a fucking great idea, and then you don't even have your channel up yet, and you're fucked. So.
We have Ontangelo in the chat who has just been dying to get at you, Leo.
No, he doesn't want to talk to me anymore. Me, Immutable Destiny, Speed of Sound, Demeter Kunev, who is an active Origins of Life's researcher, has a PhD in molecular biology, and others that are associated with us. We have our own little group where we just do a lot of refuting what a popular creationist on YouTube are saying, especially standing for truth. Otangelo, we just got in contact with somebody that he had on his channel, Outside. I can't remember what the guy's name was.
Well, Dave just said that Otangelo is worthless to debate you, Leo. You have exposed your deplorable motivation at Speed's channel. So.
Yeah, that can be his opinion. He's upset with us because he's tried to make his arguments numerous times and has been shut down every single time, and so he just doesn't associate with us anymore. And our moral failings as
that
atheists
was Dave
is
telling
their excuse.
Otangelo that it was that his behavior.
Oh, I thought that was Otangelo talking about me.
No.
Because the comment I read, where did it come from? Yeah, it was Otangelo. It said, Otangelo Grasso, it's worthless to debate you, Leo. You have exposed your deplorable motivations at Speed's channel.
Well, okay. Because Dave said the same thing. He must have just copy-pasted it, but...
Yeah, I think it was...
Probably not wrong.
Because I think you guys were probably watching the chat, because I usually watch it in StreamYard, but because he doesn't actually stream through StreamYard, the comments don't go through, so I don't have I have to actually physically go to my YouTube tab to
I'm
see
an
them.
awkward bastard. I am visually beautiful right now with my 4 screens and home build table, but fuck me, this audio was going to kill me if I can't get it sorted.
There's another thing, is Otangelo's not the only one. Smokey Saint doesn't really talk to me much anymore.
Good.
When I was in David Neff's his open mic last night, Smokey Saint left within like 10 minutes of me being there because he says I'm unbearable to listen to, and it's like, no, it's not. You're just you don't like that there's somebody that can hold your feet to the fire on the claims that you make. And then Nicholas Whitmer ended up leaving. Logical, plausible, probable, John Maddox also doesn't seem to want to talk to me either. So, which is a good thing, because these guys really are not worth the time.
No, that's the thing. That's, I'd be desperately honest, man. We've seen the videos I have with Darth Dawkins. Brilliant. Bring him on. Let's have some fun.
I will, if you can get a hold of him, I will have piles of fun with
Asshole
that guy.
104. Asshole 104.
I just want to address. Yeah, we don't use his name here either. Something Otangelo just said. He said that you were bragging there that your only motivation was to make him look ridiculous, and no, that is not what he said. He said he wanted to hold your feet to the fire. In other words, they were trying to expose how you were not being forthright, truthful, or the fact that you were just plain wrong, and you don't seem to want to accept that. Please don't misstrew our guest's words. I would appreciate that very much, Otangelo. Thank you.
See, this is, as I said, this is the thing. Thank you, Amanda.
It was well put.
Misconstrue. Sorry, I fucked that word up. See?
We've had certain people in this channel for the entertainment factor, for the funs, shits and giggles. Out of all the time I've done the internet, muting asshole 104 that many times till he started just going buck mad, not even knowing he was muted. That was great.
Yeah.
You know, we've had Smokey on with Rib. Brilliant, bought a few views. I think I got 5 subs out of it. Hopefully we'll, I wouldn't use the word convert, but hopefully we'll have some of his audience come over and start to think a wee bit better. This is why I do these things. But when it gets to a certain point where they've filled their purpose, so to speak. If you're going to continue to come into my chat and be disrespectful, if you're going to continue to come in like this, you know, and just talk shite, not worth it.
Again, we are asking people in the chat to kindly just not be dicks to other people. You don't have to name call or any of that. Please just don't. We'll erase your comments. Just so we don't give too much attention to these people. So my question to you, Leo, is, you know, you have the parts of your channel you want to talk about. You want to be your science communicator, which is awesome. But you know, like on my channel, you've seen my channel. I have my edited videos. I talk about science, but I also have my live streams that you know, where I have interviews. So you have those two. You say you're doing those two kind of different things because you want to talk to apologists and stuff like that. Now, when it comes to talking to your interviews with apologists or debating them or whatever, who are you trying to reach in those situations? Are you trying to communicate with people on their side and attempt to bridge a gap? Are you trying to show their side that they're wrong? Or are you just, like some other channels, pointing and laughing at Christian apologists?
Oh, no, not the... I would probably go with the first one. That seems to be the one that appeals to what I'm going to be doing the most. And hopefully reaching an audience at the same time and letting the audience see a discussion and a dialogue between two people on a particular worldview, and hopefully they can come to their own conclusions. Yeah.
Well, I just and no shame to. I know people love a dumpster fire every once in a while. It's
every once in a while.
Once in a while is more than enough.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
I don't do apologists and stuff on my channel. I know that I get, you know, like with Robbie on his channel, he likes to bring on everybody, give an open forum to everyone. And I don't want to say I have an echo chamber, but I'm not having that debate with apologists or anything. It's not, you know, I'm going to talk to people in the community about stuff that matters in the community, discussions that matter. So,
well, that's the whole idea. Is we are a community all together. If you want to see Manda scream at people and tell them to suck her dick, come here. She's the co-host.
I don't do that on my channel.
She's not going to do that on her channel. It doesn't mean that she will not do it. It is something, as you say, Amanda, bringing that up. It was something that was mentioned last night in your chat. But that person, you know, has come over and I'm sure has watched, has subscribed to me, and has seen Manda do that. And it's not every channel has their own goal, but as a community as a whole, we all have the same goal, and it's different platforms for different things, you know. And
Dave put in the chat that I don't like to call people dicks on their own channels, and I was literally about to say, oh, you can come here or to Robbie's for that, or if you want to hear me scream at Critical Cripple, go to his. Sorry, I love you, Dave. But no, and that's the point, is that we all have voices that together make this wonderful community.
Oh,
we're just happy to have you here.
Yeah.
So.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I hope I can be a contributing member.
I think it was the
What's that?
I said you're not. Get the fuck out.
I think it was the very first day I seen you on Jay as we were in the chat, and you were mentioning about getting the channel and setting one up, and I think within 10-15 minutes I reached out to you and I was like, if you need any help, man, you know, just hit me up, give you my Twitter. You followed me on Twitter, and recently in this last month we've definitely become a whole lot closer, and I've got to know you a whole lot better, and I'm the better for it, you know.
Oh yeah, definitely.
As Richard would say, I'm jealous of your brain.
If I get rich on YouTube, I'm moving to Ireland and I might need your help.
Hit up, you need to hit up Cider and Port in the chat. He's in the south, I'm in the north. Don't come here, we still bomb people.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll take your advice.
Yeah, we were talking earlier about all the stuff. I forgot to mention that less than 5 miles from where my house was, 16 houses were evacuated earlier today because some guy was making homemade bombs in his kitchen. So, you know.
I could have sworn I heard shit like sirens and stuff when you were sleeping as well. So
it wouldn't surprise me. So yeah, go down south as we call it, the south of Ireland, Southern Ireland, whatever you want to call it.
actual Ireland, not the UK.
Yeah.
And speaking of new people in the community as well, a philosophical plumber has been trying to reach out with his spider webs and make connections with everybody. He hasn't got, he's got bits and bobs on his channel now at the minute, but someone who's definitely trying to reach out and make friends with everyone and definitely trying to be part of the community. So if you haven't subbed to the philosophical plumber, put your link in the chat, man, and everyone give him a wee sub. It's he talks about philosophy while under a sink. It's interesting.
Is Otangelo just here to go off on people in the chat, or
I don't know. He said
too.
He said 3 times he's leaving. You don't get any more of his time, and he's still here.
But then he made a comment about how you changed your tone when you were just talking to us about not talking about him anymore. I think he didn't like that we changed.
Well, and the funny thing is, go watch my 2 debates with him.
So
what's that?
I said I don't think he liked that I changed the subject away from him, but that's why I did it to begin with. So
go watch my first 2 debates with Otangelo, and then watch my debate with Neff, and see how I had the difference in the ways that I treat them. The way I was with Neff, the way that I was, because I know who he is and I know how he debates. And if you don't interject, he'll ramble on for 10 minutes.
Yeah, he never stops.
I've seen him do it. I've seen him do it. He's the kind of person you have to stop him in a discussion, and that's how praised I am that I am is going to be if we get in this debate with him, which is probably going to happen, because he's the same way.
No, it's Neffy has been going that long that he's not even, everybody knows who he is, but nobody does. And you went from Ontangelo to Neffy. I think you took a step down. I'm sorry, Ontangelo, but I think that's a compliment actually to Ontangelo.
What is?
That Neffy's worse than him.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Otangelo is not a bad interlocutor. That's how it should be pronounced.
He has not been timed out and will not be timed out.
It's just that his arguments are bad.
Really
bad.
No, Ontangelo has been very polite tonight in the chat. He has not been timed out. Certain other people have turned up, said one statement, kicked, banned, timed out to fuck because they're not worth the fucking time and
he's
space.
going off on me, but
they are more than welcome to.
Would you like us to protect you, Leo?
Oh, as Draco Malfoy once famously said, I don't need protection.
I know, that was kind of the point.
On that topic, man, I was.
You're on quite well, thank you.
What is that behind you? You've got your flag, you've got the moon and the stars and all that. Yes.
This is just a stick, a staff that I have. Just a good old walking stick.
Yeah. No, I have one down the stairs. I took it from the forest.
Did you just roll your eyes at me?
Not at you.
No, she's rolling her eyes at me because I got quite excited when I find it.
I have the let me try this real quick. I have the world map right there. It's pretty nice. And then I have that. And that's it. That's all the decoration that I have. And then, a walking stick. And then me. The piece de la resistance, me.
Manda doesn't understand that I was out walking the dog and found a perfect stick of the perfect height and the shape and stance for me, and I took it home and I used our beeswax to varnish it, and I put a handle and I glued a coin to the bottom for walking. Was very proud of it, and she's like, it's just a stick.
It wasn't, it was just you talked about it for a while. Plus my walking stick is
not just a stick to a man.
No.
And historical, and yours is kind of just a stick. So
it's not. It's not.
These can be as important as the other one.
No, the other one, I have my grandfather made when he was in, I can't remember the name of the camp, but he was in a concentration camp. And he made this beautiful, carved it all out. It's gorgeous, and it has the name of the camp. I don't know why he put that in there. It was also the name of the town too, and the year and stuff, and all these designs. He used to have the head was a bird, but that's the only part that's messed up in all these years because he made it in 43 is the beak from the bird is broken, but it is really beautiful. And it's not just a stick you pulled off the side of the road. That's all I'm saying.
It wasn't a stick I pulled off the side of the road. It was a stick I found in the forest that I was out walking with my daughter. Alright? Yeah, see? Hope you feel guilty now.
Well, you gotta remember, the best stabs and walking sticks and canes come from really, really good-looking sticks you just see walking about.
Yeah, the daughter got one as well, and we did the same with hers, but she still prefers to use mine. And the whole "you shall not pass" from Gandalf, her walking with mine, she did slam it in front of her, and I have a picture. It's the back on my phone, and it just totally looks like, obviously without the beard and stuff, but it's like, you shall not pass. She's left because we've talked about sticks too much.
Yeah, women don't like it when us men talk about our sticks.
No. Right, well, on that topic, we have, let's talk about dicks. No, questions from the chat. Has anybody got any questions from the chat except for why is my audio so bad?
It's not that bad. I hope mine's not bad.
No, StreamYards is buffering for us, so every one of my guests hears it perfectly, but yeah. Well, not going to talk about it because it makes me feel awful. So, any questions for Leo? I know Carlton was looking forward to getting to know you a wee bit better. I don't know if you've met Carlton, Leo? No?
I don't believe I have.
A lot of respect for Carlton. Spends about 6 months working on a video, but they are very, very good videos. And again, stealing Richard's thought, or Richard's phrase, very good brain. And we're in discussions about doing something similar that we did with David Worley, just like a chat with Carlton. Debate a Dave, chat with Carlton. Come on, bring a topic, see how it goes. Questions. We gotta go to sleep. Wish I could join for an after party, but college is shit.
There's the little beat that went off, but it was is it Bockham? So you put the name, but it's got all these little intricate designs and stuff that he did while he was a prisoner in a concentration camp. I'm just saying.
Wow. That's okay.
It's literally the only thing I have of my grandfather. So
your stick is cooler than both our sticks combined.
Yeah, because I'm a woman. That's why.
I don't have much of a stick.
Rib in the chat.
Pinky little thing right here.
Rib in the chat wants to know if Leo will tag team with him.
That sounds
like
weird.
On a debate.
Oh, I was gonna say, like in what way?
I did not hesitate. I did not deliberately put that pause in the middle for hesitation. No.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yes.
You just gotta let me know who's gonna be against and when and where.
Well, as Rib, I think his new tagline is anywhere you'll find an argument, you'll find him.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, M. Bond asks, will Leo ever debate the current top Christian debater and atheist destroyer, Gavin? If you're talking about Stapler Boy, as in Gavin Herleman, we're supposed to have a debate on are the laws of physics prescriptive or descriptive, because that's what he wanted to debate me on.
That's insane. And Brainbug asks the standard question, what is your favorite dinosaur?
I don't have one.
Yes, bug.
You don't have a favorite dinosaur?
I don't.
But at least that's honest. Do you have a favorite
animal?
I was just about to ask that. What is your favorite animal?
It's a lion.
Wow.
Are you going to... is there any elaboration, or we're just stating that?
His name is Leo?
Yeah, I'm a Leo, so...
You're also a Leo?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, fucking kick him, Robbie. Kick him.
Why?
Kick him. Kick him. Go.
Why?
I mean, we're the baddest motherfuckers on the Zodiac.
Yes, that's why.
Manda, what's my birthday?
It's August 1st. Why?
Because that makes me a Leo as well.
Wait, hold up. No, wait, no, hold on here. Hold up, wait. Your birthday is seriously the 1st of August?
Yes.
So it's mine.
No way!
Right. I have another friend that lives just a town over whose birthday is also August 1st.
Right, well, I'm August 1st, and I was born at 5:20 in the evening over here, so that would make it 12 p.m. for you. You're East Coast?
No, I'm Central Standard Time.
Right, so she fucking left. So 11 p.m. your time on the 1st of August. Were you born before or after that?
I don't know when I was born, honestly. I can't. I'd have to ask my mom.
Ah, well, there you go. Well, I'm 37, so that's interesting. It's interesting that we both have the very same birthday.
That's just, yeah, that's uncanny.
As a funny anecdote, my mother, when she wanted to was having my brother, wanted to try and have our birthdays as close together as possible.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just for handiness, and if you're going to plan it and stuff. If you're planning it, you might as well plan it well. And I came out 2 weeks early. No, sorry, 2 weeks late, and was slightly blue, as she puts it, from lack of oxygen. And my brother came out 2 weeks early, and he had jaundice, so he was yellow. And there is 17 days between us, so she did really well.
Wow, 17! Holy shit! That is not something you hear of frequently, as far as I am concerned, with the literature.
My birthday is the 1st of August. My brother's is 17 days later. My father's is 3 days after that, and my mum's is just shy of a month after that. So it's nice and handy.
Rapid fires, one right after the other, I see.
So now we're rambling. Manda has left because we're talking shit, and she hates all of us Leos.
Nah, she doesn't hate me. No.
Without doxing yourself and saying your first name, do you know what your actual name means? Do you know the naming of your name? Leopold is, I'm sure that you have picked.
Oh.
What is the naming behind it?
Behind Leophilius? Mm-hmm. So Phileas comes from philia, which is the Greek suffix for to like something or to love something dearly, greatly. And then Leo obviously is Latin for lion. So lover of lions would be the technical translation, which I think is fitting.
Whenever we were discussing the name of Elena, my daughter, as everyone has known, she's Elena. She has a couple of other names. But what I wanted to call her was Taylor Rose, using the spelling of Taylor from Stargate Atlantis, because Taylor is the female version of Taylor, and Taylor Rose means maker of love, maid of love, you know, the child. And I thought that was quite stupid. That was the response. That's why she's called Elena. So, but it's nice.
That's a nice name, though.
Mine means famous or crowned.
My real name, I'm not going to say it, in Celtic would mean poet, and in Latin would mean divine or perfect.
Amanda, are you coming back to tell us the meaning of your name, or can we all just go fuck ourselves?
I still get dinner tonight, right? I'm hungry.
Do you know the naming? Do you know the meaning of your name? Are you going to share with us?
No.
Oh, that's funny.
But speaking of birthdays, tomorrow's is Neil, the 6th of 4 atheists. So.
Oh. Okay. Oh, that's right. He did say that. Yeah.
The Blazing Wizard Pope says lion lover sounds like someone who is like a lion in bed. So, get your coat, Leo. You've pulled.
I never seen two lions fucking. So is it? I'm assuming it's probably graceful, yet maybe slightly aggressive.
It's a little aggressive, mostly on the female's part. A lot of
because if the man doesn't
reaching back and
do it enough, she bites his balls.
That's the way it should be.
This is why we all love strong women.
Yep.
Both of you are looking
definitely.
at your phone.
I was reading something.
I have to see the chat. I don't have 1,000 screens like you do.
I only have 4, 5 if you include the laptop, 6 if you include the full screen camera. Okay, moving on. Leo.
You do have a lot of screens.
Have you anything? I'm trying to catch up on Dave. Have you anything that you would like to plug? Anything you would like to scream about? Anything you would like to tell us all
actually,
about?
Check out Speed of Sound of Gravity's channel. He does every morning he does what he calls his weather report, where he goes over anything that's come out of the cesspoolish hellhole that we call creationism here on YouTube, and addresses that. We also do on his channel every Saturday night, sometimes on Sundays because we're fucking lazy. Saturday night at the Atheist, and that's for atheists only, where we can just bloviate like emotional leaf blowers about whatever. So check his channel out; it's a lot of fun. He's hosted a couple debates, and he'll host a few more. And he's actually going to be my partner in the debate on Modern Day Debate, which will probably be, I'm assuming we'll have it set up, for early November, sometime in there. It will be against Nicholas Whitmire, Proclaimer of Messiah and Praise I Am That I Am, on the topic, Is the Conscious Mind Immaterial?
Very cool.
That's going to be an easy win.
Again,
I don't know if I've got more papers, technical literature on anything other than that. Maybe abiogenesis, because I have a shit pile of technical literature on abiogenesis, but...
Ooh, I'd like to...
She'd like to see your papers, yeah.
Let me show your papers right now. Let me see your papers.
I don't know.
Mine was not ice. Mine was thinking more of a sexy way. But okay, we'll go with that.
Yeah, I know the voice that you come out with, Leo, sort of sounded like a southerner going, "Steal my jobs."
Roll down your window. Get the fuck out of here.
So, right, check out Leo. Somebody will post his channel in the chat because I couldn't find it with his crazy spelling earlier. Excuse me. Dave, do your thing. Somebody do their thing. Post Leo's chat. Link.
Like 19 links on abiogenesis. It's insane.
Awesome.
And I've read the most of them, so that's why I laugh at the arguments from irreducible complexity that these creationists make.
Question from the chat from Manda from Nerdy Rodent. Can you do the rolling motion thing with the papers?
I mean, it would probably get me paper cut, but I'm sure I could.
Probably give me fucking paper cuts for fuck. Right. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming. It wouldn't be anything if you didn't watch. Thursdays, we do have the open mic. Manda, have you anything you would like to share?
Thank you. I'm very happy to say that Dr. Josh will be back on my channel on Sunday. We're talking about the failed prophecy of Ezekiel 26. I think.
Ooh,
something
like
he
fun.
just did a presentation on and is sharing with me. So
I
I always love having Dr. Josh on my channel because it's stuff outside of my scope. So I learn new things and I'm outside of my boundaries a little bit, and it's fun. I like him. I like having him on. So
Publicly, she says this 2 hours before the interview. She's cramming like mad, going, "Don't talk to me, I'm making fucking notes."
it's true. You should I think I've taken, when I went on R Raw's channel, and that was like when I was only like a month and a half into my own channel. I had maybe 2 pages of notes for that. When I did the first time Dr. Josh came on my channel, we talked about Old Testament law. I had fucking like a pile of notes. And then the second time he came on, I read his book. So I had to
Yep.
It's his book, it's his baby. So I had to respect that. So I put a lot of effort into what I'm not saying I don't put effort in all my shows, but with him I have to, just be uncomfortable for a little bit because it's not science. So
Not only is it his book, it's his first book, because as of the other day, he has released the other one on Kindle Audio, I think, and the paperback version should be available soon.
yes, if you guys haven't checked out Digital Hammurabi, that's Dr. Josh and his awesome wife Megan, go check them out. They're awesome. So Dave, do your thing.
I love this. Can we just randomly pick a channel, right? Pick a channel, Leo. See if Dave can find the link for it.
The mortician I like. Actually, you know what? Some more news.
Some more news and ask a mortician. There you go.
Ask a mortician. That's it. He knows my favorite channels better than me. There you go. My 2 favorite religious related channels.
I have a question for MathPig. Do you do a topic with your open mic nights every time you do one?
Yes, every Thursday there generally is a topic that people in the chat discuss it. I aim to discuss it for the week before. What usually happens is 2 days before I panic, and then we all do that. But yes.
Do you let Christians come in, or I should say religious people in general?
Oh,
yeah,
yes. Everybody's welcome.
Sweet. Awesome.
Me personally?
What?
Yeah.
No, I said everybody's welcome. I may have rolled my E into an S with my accent, but
what you don't know is how we come up with the topics. It usually involves tying Dave to the spanking bench and paddling him until random words come out, and we generate a topic that way.
Oh. Oh yeah, I thought that was a device you could buy, the Topic Generator 9000.
Oh, should have thought of that.
I've tried just randomly searching for good debate topics in Google, but usually when you do that, it comes up with shit content. So.
Yeah, I would imagine. Some of the things that people debate.
Interested in what you're talking about on your channel, you have to be passionate about it. You can't just find what's the cool topic for the day. That's.
The one thing I'm really looking forward to is I'm going to be having a program called Justifying Faith, which is where people of any and all religious backgrounds can come on and
promise me it won't be a call-in show.
Justify their faith. No.
Promise it won't be a call-in show.
No.
Thank you.
No, it's not going to be a call-in, so I don't want to do a call-in show. It's going to be where like I sit down with one person over like an hour and a half, and they try to justify their faith.
Brilliant.
So they can do it.
Brilliant. And then you have an after party where you bring in all of us and we scream at them.
And I'm also gonna have my one of the first series that I'm gonna release is gonna be called Falsifying God, and it's gonna be addressing 10 categories of arguments that you'll most commonly see for God's existence. And then, what's up?
Oh no, I just love that 8 minutes after the interview's supposed to end, now you're talking about what your channel's coming up with.
Shit happens.
It's
Life's
funny.
a bitch, then you die. But most of my SciComm stuff is going to be in the series Dr. Eigenstate Explains, and that's where I just explain numerous different things. Some of the first ones I'm going to do are probably going to focus on cosmology, like explaining what the expansion of the universe actually is, because a lot of people ask me, well, the universe is expanding, then what is it expanding into? So that's one that I'm going to do. I'm going to explain the age of the universe, because we actually don't know what the age of the universe is. 13.8 billion years is the furthest back we are capable of going right now. We might be able to go back further. There is probably at least a little bit further we can go back, but we might be able to go back infinitely. We literally just don't know, which means that we don't actually know the age of the universe. We only know how far back in its history we have gone thus far.
I've seen studies that they did and I use the word, I'm totally going to say this wrong, the metallicity, where they check, it's not the amount of metals in a sun, it's a different thing, it's again a
it's metallicity in the astronomical terms, the astrophysics terms, which is, I believe, it's either everything heavier than hydrogen, or it's everything heavier than hydrogen and helium. I can't remember which one it is, but it's one of those two.
They found a sun that was... They found a sun that was very close to the 13.8 million years a couple of years ago, so they named it Methuselah, and the one that they have recently done a study on actually shows that it is older than what we have used to find it. So it's like shit, Methuselah's used up, what do we call it now? But yes, these things, as you say, man, we don't know how far back we can see. Using light, we can only see back 13.8, so it could have existed.
Yep.
Further than that, it's a definite possibility.
Yep. And just for those who are probably wondering, what name did the Dr. Eigenstate is? Obviously, I'm not an actual doctor in anything, but the term eigenstate is a term from linear algebra that you will see used oftentimes in engineering and in areas of advanced physics like quantum mechanics, quantum field theory.
One more question, and then we will end up. Are you a Tau fan or a Pi fan?
A what fan or a what?
Tau, T-A-U, or Pi, P-I? Which do you prefer?
Oh, well, I'm assuming when they say pi, they're referring to pi mesons.
No, pi as in 3.14, but Tau as in if you go into a lot of the higher math, it's always 2 pi. 2 pi is Tau. Okay. It's like a secret math battle. Power.
Yeah, I was thinking in terms of the particles.
Yeah, my jokes don't land well.
There's a tauon, and then there's also a pion or a pi meson. I'd probably have to say tau, because you're going to see that a lot more often.
Thank you, because that is the exact same reasoning that I use. It's pi is more popular, tau is more useful.
Mm-hmm.
Manda doesn't care. Right.
I'm talking to Scott about death positivity, actually. So, shush.
Oh, interesting topic.
I'm only giving you shit, honey. If I didn't give you shit, you would have no reason to fight.
Somebody has to pay attention to the chat.
I have the chat technically up 3 times. But we'll not even get into that. Anyway, no, I just love it. Yeah. Moving on. So
also, I have my pi, my entropy, and my.
Yeah, see, I that's the equation I always ask all these creationists for whenever they say genetic entropy, because I'm like, you don't even know what the word entropy means, because it has nothing to do with genetics.
No.
I'll be like, oh yeah, well the information law. I'm like, yeah, can you give me the what the equation is for entropy and show me how you apply that to genetics? And then they're just like, oh, what? It's like, yeah, I didn't think so.
Just tell me who Boltzmann was. That's
yeah.
Tell me. That's it.
And I don't mean just his brain either.
Right. We're done. We're done. We've slobbered on for long enough. Come back on Thursday. Leo has been added to the open mic night group, so we will hopefully see Leo back here on Thursday. Manda will be dragged here, hopefully, as usual. We might see Dave. We usually see Rib. And a few of the rest of us will be here. As again, any ideas for any topics, feel free to hit me up on Twitter. TWITTER in the chat. The bot should do his thing. That's me.
Okay. Can I just show one more?
No,
please.
No, totally disallowed. Not allowed to. Like
our good friend Cadence has a new channel, and she's been working very hard on it. And I don't know, just I think they put it up in the chat, but she's awesome, and she's one of the family. So please check her out. She's on open mic night a lot. So.
Yeah, I was going to say, is she not a mod woman? Cadence, sorry.
Oh yeah, she is. But we always tell Dave. We were telling Dave. I asked Dave to do it earlier. So.
Yes, as the community grows, we all grow together. You know.
Oh, certainly.
Definitely. As an example of someone quite recent, on top of yourself, Leo, we have Ox in the chat, and as the days go past, you see Ox more and more everywhere, and he is a decent man, very good person, supports both me and Manda.
We love Ox.
Yeah, lots of love for the man. And I don't know, I don't even think Manda watches your channel, man, but you do produce very good music videos. Now she's feeling guilty, no? Yes, Ox has a channel, honey.
No, I thought you said he didn't watch mine. I was like, that's ridiculous.
Oh no, you don't watch his. Totally different. Right. Thank you everybody for coming. Back on Thursday. Next week we have Drew's book reviews, who has more books behind him than and has also done a series with Godless Engineer on being an ex-Mormon, why he left the faith and stuff like that. So we'll probably dive into that as well. So on that note, we will see you back on Thursday, and everybody, we will oink, we will out. Bye bye.